Libra, thanks for joining me. It's Gregory Scott here to do your astrology forecast for October 2015. Thanks for joining me. There's a couple of things happening this month which I think are going to be important for you. And the first of those actually occur at the end of September on the 30th. Now, the first one is Pluto starts to square the Sun on the 30th. And the Sun represents your ego, your identity on planet Earth. Pluto is rebirth, and it's things kind of being changed up, things coming to an end, things beginning. And the Sun is in your first house, Pluto's in the fourth. I really feel that there's going to be a change and a shift in terms of the way you see your most intimate relationships, your family relationships. Okay? It might be that you're more willing to work at them. It might be that you're more interested in having harmony rather than being right. It might be that you kind of revert to type, because the Sun is in your sign. So happy birthday, by the way. So it might be that you just exude yourself more naturally, but you're kind of willing to put the work in. That's there with you until the 12th of October. And at the same time, Pluto also starts to square Uranus. So Pluto is kind of making a big impact here, a big splash this month. But this connection lasts much longer. It lasts until the 13th of May 2016, so that's 9 months, okay? And Uranus is in your 7th house of relationship, and Pluto is in your 4th house of family. Now, this is really good news for single people, because what this means is that energy is coming into your relationship sector and is then being filtered kind of through the planet here to become more permanent and structured in your life. So it's very likely that you will meet someone who then becomes a permanent fixture in your life. If you're in a relationship already, it means that more energy is kind of put into your existing relationship just because of the way the astrology is, and that alters and transforms the day-to-day routine of your relationship to make it something more solid. So both of those things are very positive. They will improve your relationships, and especially the 9-month influence, that's something to really look out for and really be happy with. Now, the beginning of the month starts with very, very positive planets, Jupiter and Mars, which is about drive and power and direction, and your midheaven. They're all in your 12th house of spirituality in Virgo. And I really feel that you're going to be very interested in doing good for others, doing service and being selfless. Virgo is very clinical and dry, and it's very much about doing what's right. This is what's right. Jupiter is the planet of good luck, midheaven is work. So all of those things mean that I think at the beginning of the month you're going to want a practical outlet in which you can help. Whether that's giving someone who's lost their home, giving them financial aid, or helping them get their belongings together, or whatever it is, I think you're going to feel a strong need to be of service to others, which is amazing. So thank you for that. Thank you for doing that. We need more of that. Chiron is in your 6th house, and that starts to square your moon on the 3rd of October. And this is interesting because I think you'll start to see what other options you have available in terms of your own education and in terms of your own life path. I speak to a lot of people who are very, very gifted, and some of them know what they ought to be doing, but some of them really don't. And then even fewer, some of them don't deserve, don't feel like they deserve to be doing what they should be doing, what they can be doing, what they want to be doing. And I really feel that you understand something. I think you either read something or you learn something, it clicks, and it makes you realize that yes, you can live the dream too. You can achieve your dream in work, and you can do that by listening to your guides who always want the best for you, who always want you to succeed and to achieve everything you can. By listening to that, you can tap into that frequency and get there. On the 4th of October, the moon starts to square your Sun, your Mercury, and your north node of the moon, which are all in your 1st house. And that's interesting because all of those are in your sign of Libra. So Mercury is a communication planet. It's in your 1st house, so you are very communicative. The point of this is you're very much in tune with yourself. And particularly with that moon now connecting in Cancer, you're very much in tune with how you can help other people, how you can be of service, and what you can do in your work that is service work. Not doing work that harms people, but doing work that's actually meaningful, and how do you apply yourself to doing that? You figure it out. On the 5th of October, Pluto and the moon start to oppose each other, and it creates friction between them, and the outcome, the culmination to that, and the solution to the problem they create between themselves is Uranus in your 7th. So if there is a question between how do I apply myself to the people I love in a personal way, and how do I help people in a career way, why not combine them and say, what makes me feel most energized and what do I love to do? That's your answer. Look at what motivates you, what drives you, and then do that. If you help people in your family and you're totally at sea with what you want to do work-wise, then why not apply that help that you give other people and make a career out of it? The compass, the way to judge and the way to find your answer this month and around the beginning of the month, is a good time to ask these questions of what makes you feel enthusiastic, what makes you feel fired up. On the 6th of October, Pluto starts to trine all of those wonderful energies that you've got in your 11th and 12th house, Jupiter, Mars, and also now Venus. And what that does is it kind of gives new life to the hopes and dreams you've had about your relationships. Practical luck and action steps in. So I actually think that you might meet someone on the 6th if you've been looking for that. So this is the first time that you'll see tangible results from that Uranus-Pluto square. It's happening really quickly, and I think you could straight away tap into that and meet someone who will become a permanent fixture in your life. On the 7th of October, we've got the moon starting to trine Uranus, and that's a repetition of the same theme, that your hopes and dreams can and do come true, and that makes you feel on fire and alive and so happy. So watch out for the 6th and 7th in terms of your relationship life. That looks really, really good. On the 9th of October, Venus moves into Virgo in your 12th house. This really heightens and strengthens even more your desire to help others and to be of service. So it's like a seesaw. You're helping others and you're loving people. And not because of that, but just because it's happening at the same time, other people are loving you and are coming to you to be with you. And both of them are operating together. Not because one or the other. So if you only have one really strongly in your life and you're still waiting for the other, then don't think it's because of that. But that's what this is about. You're giving, you're perfectly aligned, and you're also receiving. And you're giving kind of the humanitarian love, and you're getting the personal love back. The 9th also sees Mercury coming out of retrograde, and it's in your sign, so you will feel that specifically, and communication will get a lot easier on the 9th. If you don't know what Mercury retrograde is, please have a look at my video that I did on that. It's called Mercury retrograde, surprisingly, and it gives you the kind of rundown of what it means. It's always the same. It happens, I think, 3 or 4 times a year, and it just makes communication more difficult. On the 10th of October, Venus starts to form a relationship, a sesquic square, with Uranus. And this combines, when I said they were separate and they were going on at the same time before, there's a connection between your service work, helping other people, and your personal life now. And if you're doing service, if you're working at a shelter or you're working at the animal center or whatever it is where you're helping, you will make a connection with another person through your service work, through your help. So everything's pointing in that direction so far. It looks really good. A T-square happens on the 11th. A T-square, again, is an area of motivation. It's between your Sun and your Uranus, and it culminates with that Pluto in the 4th house. So it's not that you have to decide, really. I think fundamentally you're going to be feeling very sociable at the moment. But it's a question of, do I just hang out with the people that I like and where things are easy, or do I make an effort and work at even getting the relationships that may be a little bit tricky and that may be a little bit more challenging? Do I apply myself to making those work? And if you decide to, yes, do make the effort and to even look at, especially in your family, people that you don't usually get on with, and you work at improving those relations, you'll see a very positive outcome to that. The new moon occurs on the 13th in Libra, in your sign. Okay, so a new moon is like think of it as a container that just accepts energy and love and positivity, and it's all being poured in, and it's like a magnet. It pulls all of this stuff in. It's in Libra, so think of you receiving around the 13th, being nurtured, being energized, being strengthened by the universe, and everything is just pouring into you, making you feel more assured within yourself and highlighting all of those positive qualities about you. Being caring, being humanitarian, being loving, being interested in other people's well-being, being considerate. Jupiter has also been opposing, I should say rather, has been opposing Neptune since the 16th of August, and it stops doing that today. So that huge sense of altruism kind of starts to diminish a little bit, and you start to come back to normal, and you start to operate more on a normal level rather than just being all about other people. Okay? So if you do want to help, do it before the 13th of October, because that's when it's going to be easiest for you. On the 17th of August, October, I don't know where that came from, the moon starts to trine Uranus. Okay, so the moon is now in your 3rd house in Sagittarius, and it's connected to Saturn and the Ascendant, all in Sagittarius. So this is about feeling very confident and very much like you have a message, you have something to say, you have something that you want to express, and not questioning that, feeling very secure in what you have to offer. That can look any number of ways, okay? If you're furious on the day, you can really feel very secure in calling someone a name and just own it. Or you can have, if you're a scientist, you can discover something new and have the proof to back it up and feel very confident in sharing that message and spreading that message, okay? But there's something that you realize that's unique to you, you specifically who's listening to this right now. You understand something on the 17th that no one else understands, and it's very important for you to express that. Because you're going to, again, help other people with it. That's what this month is all about so far. On the 18th, the moon actually starts to square your North Node, which is now sitting right on top of your Ascendant, and your Mercury and your midheaven. And that creates a real sense of the thing that you're expressing at the moment, and the thing you're speaking about, the thing that you've realized, that one has come about as a result of your service work. So you've learned that from the good actions that you've taken. But also what you're discovering is actually what you're trying to achieve on a soul level at the moment. On a soul level, what you're trying to do is you're trying to make sense of what your position is in the world, in the universe, why you're here, what your structure is, what makes sense, what doesn't, and what the meaning is behind the things that you're doing. Is it your job here to make a lot of money, or to help other people, or to become proficient in the legal profession? What is your purpose? And I really feel that through this whole process this month, you get much closer to discovering that. And right now, you're someone who can create order in a world that seems chaotic, especially for those who can't do it for themselves. So you're really an angel this month. On the 19th and the 20th, both days, the moon actually conjuncts with Pluto in your 4th house. This is a great time for you to spend with family and to feel very nurtured and very supported and loved by those in your family unit. Both the 19th and 20th, plan a day out, plan a holiday, plan a little trip. It's a great time to really connect in a loving, positive way. On the 23rd of October, the Sun starts to trine Neptune. And Neptune is the planet of dreams, it's the planet of the unmanifest, and it's the water planet. Water has to do with the intuition and kind of getting messages through some non-tangible way. So psychic ability, connecting with the other side. And when this planet and the Sun come together, there's always a sense of otherworldliness and having access to these messages that you don't usually have access to. When Neptune and the Sun conjunct, when they're together, then it's a natural part. It just, you don't even notice it, it's so strong, you just get things. When it's squared, there's friction and it may feel a little bit jarring. And when it's trine like this, things naturally flow. And because it's a trine, it's a very easy connection. It's like being a, you know, like a waterfall just coming in, pouring into the top of your head, your crown chakra, and just enlightening you with that extra information. So from the 23rd of October through until the 6th of November, you're going to feel extremely intuitive, and I think the way you're going to get those messages through claircognizance. You will just know stuff. The phone's ringing, that's my mum. Will I find a new partner? She's going to find a new partner in 2 months' time. You'll just know stuff. You'll just know stuff. So even if you're someone who doesn't feel like they've ever had an intuitive or psychic bone in their body, have a look at what comes up for you on the 23rd through until the 6th of November, because I think you'll be surprised at the amount of messages you actually get coming in. The moon starts to trine Saturn on the 25th, and this is about feeling very certain in your relationship. So this is kind of like you assert yourself. I think you may get someone challenging you in terms of what you're saying, what you're doing, and I really think that you might have a tendency to really like go overboard and say you are wrong because da 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 da. You only overreact when you feel threatened by something, okay? If someone does something and you don't care, then the reaction is going to be zero, okay? But if someone challenges you on something that you're not quite certain about, and you go up like a balloon and you hit the ceiling, then is it hit the roof? You hit the roof. Then there's something wrong with that, because you know, there's something wrong with that. And you're acting in such a way here on this day where if anyone challenges you, you completely have a tendency to destroy them, which totally goes against everything else that you've been doing this month. So where's the insecurity coming from? So ask yourself that on this day. Is it because you're worried about finance, or is it because you feel unlovable, or what is it? But it kind of sheds a light on some deeper and darker issues, saying, oh, maybe you've been so nice because you think people aren't going to love you if you don't do everything else for them. And that's not true, is it? Even if you're Mother Teresa, you don't have a guarantee that people are going to love you back. So this is a good day if you struggle with any of those issues. The 25th is a good day to do some inventory, to do some writing about that kind of thing, and to clear it out. Because if those kind of beliefs don't serve us, then we need to identify them and get rid of them. On the 27th is the full moon, and that's in Taurus, in your 8th. So I feel you're going to get some good news, some good practical news from someone else in your life about your finances, either via a check or a mailing or a phone call, but someone is going to tell you something about a new job or something that adds more financial structure and security in your life for the future. So congrats, that's great. On the 28th, there's a grand trine. A grand trine is an area of real talent, and that's in Earth. So this, again, is a very practical day for you. And this is a great day to spend with other people, and I think you'll be invited to attend some sort of event, a party. People will want you there, they will celebrate you. Even if it's your birthday or not, it's very likely that there will be some sort of public social gathering, and if that does happen, then please go. I think you'll have a really good time. Halloween is on the 31st, and that has another grand trine in the chart, and this time it's in water. Now, you feel very intuitive during this time anyway because of the Sun-Neptune connection. Also, you will feel intuitive because it's Halloween and the veil is thinner anyway. And you will feel more intuitive because there's a grand trine of water in the sky, which makes your intuition even greater. With all of that, this is a great time to really do something that uses your intuitive skills. So if you're a medium and you want to prove the existence of life after death, and you want to do that publicly, then this is a good night to do it, because you'll really shine and you'll really be able to bring through what you're trying to do. So that's it. I hope you found that useful for October, my dear Libra. If you'd like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab and you'll see the types of readings that I offer. I do astrology, tarot, and numerology. And if any of these things are, if you'd like some more clarity on your career or security around your finances and how to create that, and you'd like a reading with me, then that's the place to go. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and you can also find me on Facebook, facebook.com/Gregory Scott 444. Have an amazing month, and I'll speak to you soon.